Hello everyone, this is my Cattleya maxima semi-alba. It is the first time blooming for me. There it is in this, I think it's in a 6-inch pot, or maybe that's a 5.5. It puts out multiple growths at a time, and it doesn't have a very good shape of the flowers, but you can see they're not very flat. But the colors are beautiful, and I don't know if the camera is going to show this, but in all of the segments there are purple veins in the white segments. Yeah, I think it is showing up here, you can see. And it's got 4 flowers on one spike, 2 on another, and 2 on another. So it has 3 growths in flower all at once, and it's a kind of a short plant. It's maybe 20 inches tall, including the pot. I've got a ruler back there. The fragrance on maximas is really nice, but I have not been able to really detect a fragrance from this one, but I haven't tried to smell it early in the day either, so that could be my fault. The flowers are like getting some brown around the edges and stuff because I need more air movement in my grow room. But I think this plant, okay, there's 2 kinds of maximas. There's tall ones and short ones. And the short ones are really short, and they seem like, from what I have seen, see how these leaves are almost vertical? They come out at a nice sharp angle. I think this is going to be a tall plant. Other ones come out and the leaves go straight out across, or like they kind of roll down at an angle, and I think those are the short ones. Of course, things can be crossed together and mixed, but from what I've seen in photographs and of my own plants, I have another maxima with leaves that are this upright ones, and it is really tall, although I don't think it is the tall kind, but it is a tall plant. It's also kind of growing up and out of its pot, like it's climbing up out, so that kind of counts for some of it. But maximas are very easy. I think that they are one of the easiest Cattleya species that I've ever tried to grow. Yeah, mossy eye is another easy one. Maxima is easy. Maxima has a really good fragrance, and they're just beautiful. Like, I love this yellow. I love the contrast of the purple and the yellow, and it's just beautiful. Let's see if I can get a view up inside the throat. So pretty. So yeah, they put out a lot of growths. They're like an intermediate grower, but I don't know, mine's been doing fine in the warm temperatures, although all my Cattleya species are blooming at really weird times this year, and I think it has to do with the lights that I'm using, and the temperatures don't ever cool off. Like, I think the coolest temperature I have is 72, no, maybe 68, but I think it stays around 70. No, it's got to be higher than that, because it's 73 in my bedroom. So it's probably like 77 at night in there, or maybe 75-ish. So it is pretty warm at nights, and because these are normally a fall bloomer, but my maxima always used to bloom in the spring, and now it's doing it in the summer, as is this one. I think this one would be another spring bloomer if I could get my plants on track. So I would highly recommend buying a maxima. If you don't have one, they can put out like massive flower heads. Some of the, I think the tall varieties get a lot of flower heads, like, I mean, flowers on a flower head. I think they can have up to a dozen, the tall ones. So I think some are short, like mixed together, the upland and the lowland variety. The upland variety is the short version, and opposite of what I just said there, because I was getting confused. So I think they cross the two together. So if you are going to buy one, ask the vendor if they know what the parents are, if they're tall versions or the short types. And also, if there's pictures of the parents, look for this shape of leaf, because I think this one will get pretty tall, even though it's blooming on a pretty short plant. My other maxima bloomed at this size, and it's huge now. So I'm thinking this one has the potential to get pretty tall. Other than that, the short kind usually have darker flowers, and they're nice little plants for Cattleyas. I don't know, they're super easy, and they're capable of rooting. Like, I almost lost one of mine because I used the wrong dilution of chemicals on it. I sprayed it with Physan, and I was using this sterilizing concentration for like cutting surfaces, and so I toasted the roots with chemicals. And when the plant had growths that were still pretty immature, like usually they will root once the growth is mature. Or okay, so what I was gonna say was the plant knew that it had lost a bunch of roots. It would send out a couple at a time. Nothing would happen to them, and it would send out a couple more at a time, and it didn't just send all of them out all at one time, which was awesome. And I don't know if that's typical, or I just think orchids are really smart. So anyway, this small growth right here, sometimes they'll start rooting when the growth is still flat and small, like that, or sometimes even smaller, it'll start rooting. So usually these wait until the growth is large enough, but in the past I have seen my maximas be able to root when the growths are still small. So if you have a big root loss problem, it can recover pretty quickly from that, because it doesn't have to wait until the growth is completely mature to start rooting again.